This is a quick intro on how to play CategoRace as well as how to add or change the categories in the template. To start, you can go ahead and open the CategoRace PowerPoint file. There are 3 files with different sound options: normal, low, and no sound. In order for the racetrack and scoreboard to work correctly, you will have to enable macros. There is a file included in your order with tips on how to enable macros on your PC. Once you have the file open, you will want to start by configuring the final lap based on the number of players you will have. If you will have 6 players or teams, you do not need to change anything and the game is ready to play. But if you'll have less than 6 players, you should go to the end of the presentation to the section called Final Lap. In this section, you will see there are 6 questions in total, 5 questions plus the final question. You will want to delete slides as needed so the total matches your number of players. So for example, if you'll have 4 players, you will delete any 2 questions and end up with 3 questions plus the final question for a total of 4. After you configure your final lap to match your number of players, the game is ready to play, and you can start the slideshow from the beginning. There's a quick intro, and once you're at the main screen, click Play Game. The game starts with instructions on how to play. You'll be given a category and 5 seconds to guess 3 answers related to that category. You'll get 1 point and move 1 place forward on the racetrack for each answer you get right, up to a max of 3 points per turn. When a player finishes a race, they will win 5 bonus points, and the player or players in second will get 3 points and third 1 point. The instructions also share an example to give players an idea of how the game is played. Once you've gone over the instructions, click Let's Play to begin. The category will automatically appear, and then the timer will start immediately after. The player will have 5 seconds to guess answers related to their category. Once the time runs out, you as the host will click on the plus sign next to their car for the number of correct answers. So if they got 2 correct answers, you will click the button twice. You will see the car moves forward for each correct answer and the points are added to their score. Please note, if you click on the buttons while the timer is still running, the timer music will stop. So I recommend you wait until the timer completes to add the points. If you accidentally click too many times, you can click the minus button to move the car back a place and remove a point. You can click the right arrow to go to the next question, and player 2 will have a chance to guess. The game continues until a player completes the race. So let's say player 4 has completed the race. There is a quick animation to celebrate, and then you will click the first place button for the winning team to give them 5 bonus points. Then you'll look at the racetrack to see who is currently in second, and click on the number 2 button to give them 3 bonus points, and the number 3 button to give 1 bonus point for third place. If you have multiple players tied in second and third, you can just give the points to both teams. Once you've added the points, you can click the right arrow to go to the next category, and the racetrack will reset and the race starts again. I recommend you just have the players continue taking turns. So for example, if player 4 wins the race, then player 5 will go first in the next race. At the end of the game, there is a final lap with a final round of questions. If a player finishes the race during the final lap, the game is over, and after you've added the final bonus points, you can click the right arrow to go to the final scores slide. But if no one has finished the race after the final question, the cars currently in first, second, and third place will win the final bonus points. There's a slide before the final question to remind you to add the final bonus points, and then you can click the right arrow to go to the final scores slide. There are a couple other buttons to be aware of. If you want to go back a slide and relook at the category, you can click the left arrow. If you need to manually change one of the team's scores, you can use the scoreboard plus and minus buttons to go up or down. You can click the Reset Scores button to reset all the scores to 0. Or you can click the Reset Cars button to reset the cars to the start line, but not change the scores. You can play the game as provided, or if you want to personalize or refresh the categories, it's very easy to change or add slides. Unless you're starting from the original presentation, I always recommend you reset the score to 0 before editing by going into any game slide and clicking the Reset Scores button. If you don't reset the scores, you may get an error if you try to delete a slide. The game comes with 100 questions. You can adjust the number of questions depending on how long you'd like the game to last. To create your own questions, go to the end of the presentation where you will find a blank question template slide as well as a blank final questions template slide. The blank final questions template slide is used only for the final lap, the others for the main game. The slides look the same, but the coding is different, so make sure you use the correct slide. If you accidentally use the wrong slide, you do have the option to click Layout and change between question and final questions. In this example, I'll add it to the main game, so I'll simply copy and paste the blank question template slide into the game. Then you can update the category. If we play the slideshow, you can see the new category comes up. You do also have the option to simply edit the existing questions as well. And that's all there is to updating the questions. You can see it's really pretty easy to do. So I hope this demo was helpful. Please feel free to contact me through my Etsy store if you have any questions on how to play. I would also love to hear any feedback you have on your experience playing CategoRace. I hope you enjoy the game.